Sup nerds, today we have LordKnightmon X versus Purple Hybrid. Lucas won the direwolf, so it starts us off by hatching Demimere and then evoing into the promo Ukomon. And then playing Memory Setting Matt to set me to 4. That's a really bad start for me. I hatched Suno, evo into Goblimon, evo into Ogremon for 2, and then unfortunately didn't draw into a training card, so I'm forced to not efficiently use the memory he gave me, evo into Cerberus and Raising. He promotes, hatches, and gains memory from Ukomon. Swing on me, dies, draws 1 and trashes 1 from the Ukomon effect, or the Demimere effect, I mean. Trashes Velger, eos into BT16 Uko for 1. Yeah, this is a really bad start for me, because this deck will put you on a clock, like, almost immediately. He did not open slow, and he won the die roll, so I'm in a pretty bad spot, and I already know it. And even worse, plays promo Louis, promotes Uko, taps Louis to gain a memory, scratches top 3, and then hatches Demimere. Then swings again, checks a training card, and then now he's actually in a kind of awkward spot. Thank God he didn't have another rookie in his hand. And so he just plays another Matt, and he's forced to add the Velgramon back to hand since Matt is mandatory. Right, and I promote. I need to do something about what's going on his side of the field immediately. Evo into Cerberus X for 0. Trigger effect, draw 1, trash 1. Trash Gabu X, play Gabu X, gain 2 memory, draw 1 from my inheritables, give Gabu X Rush, and then trigger Gabu X Search effect. I add the LordKnightmon X and the Cerberus X to hand, and then I get to trash a card. I trash Levia X. I considered keeping my hand. If he had only had 1 memory setter and whatever his other tamers were, I probably would have actually kept the Levia X and evoed into it, and then popped his Uko and his memory setting mat to choke him to 1. But since he has 2 memory setters, I decided to just trash it instead. And I didn't add the Protoform off the search because I already had 2 Protoforms in my hand. It's the only reason I didn't add it. I popped the training, evo into LordKnightmon for 1 memory, play Goblimon back. Activate Protoform, evo into LordKnightmon X for 0, draw my 3rd Protoform. Evo into Deltamon for 3, trigger Deltamon effect, discard Gobly to blow up his Uko, and then I gain a memory from Goblimon. Lucas triggers the Demimere to draw 1, trash 1, trashes a Deathslinger. Activate Protoform, evo into Cerberus X for 2, draw 1, trash 1, trash Pillow, and then play back Gobly. And then I was actually hoping to dig into one of my Gaziamons there so I could play it, but unfortunately I just didn't get there because I know this deck plays a lot of Jack Raid, and I didn't want to pass turn when I swing. So I swing, trigger Alliance, pop the Goblimon to unsuspend, so 17k for 2 checks. First check is a missed, second check is a Jack Raid, and Steel's turn. Sag. One of the other main reasons why I went into that Cerberus is if I checked a Tamer on this turn, I could evo into the Levia X from my trash for free on top of that Cerberus X now, and just delete one of his Tamers for free. My Cerberus X does have blocker, but I would never block his Velgramon if he goes into it on his turn, because he would run over the Cerberus X and then pop my Gabu X to pop my LordKnightmon X. Yeah, the Jack Raid wasn't worst case scenario, but it was like second worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is like checking rivals and blowing up my LordKnightmon X for free. Right, he evos into Duskmon for 3. He changes my Cerberus X to red. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors on my field. Pops the Mist, goes to 2. Evos into Velger for 1. We both mill top 4. And the Velger gains 8,000 DP, so it's 15k now. So he swings security, I don't block it. He survives the check, and then end of attack. He decides to kill Gabu X to kill my Cerberus X. I trigger my Protoform Interruptive. It recovers, and I add a piece to my hand for my sources. I add the Gobly back since I don't have another rookie in my hand. And Lucas almost autopilots here and kills the Velger, but I was like, you popped my Gabu X, so he's still in the field. He's like, oh yeah. Alright, and he rivals barrages my LordKnightmon X, trigger Protoform again, add the Ogremon to hand. I do like the 6 memory, but I don't like how I'm feeling in this game so far. I hatched Suno, evo into Gobly. Granted, him not having another rookie in his hand is really beneficial for me. And obviously the protoform recoveries. Like, I'm not as much on the back foot as I should be, just because of the protoforms. It's like, I'm not concerned about him. I mean, he could lethal me potentially on his next turn, but he'd have to have some pretty specific cards in his hand. I play Ogre for 5 memory, go to 1. Activate Protoform, and Evo into Lady Dev X for 2 memory. I give the Velger end of attack delete himself, and then I play my Retail blocker token for free. Unfortunately, that does pass turn, but... So right here, I did this specifically because if he swings and lets me block him with Retail, he's obviously going to play a Tamer. And once he does that, I can trigger my Leviathan X to blow up his other Tamer for free. He finally sees another rookie, Evo's into Gabumon and Raising. He knows I'm obviously going to block him. I think Lucas's biggest issue here is he forgot that my Levi X is in trash. / I think he didn't know or didn't remember that Levi X can play itself for free, or Evo itself for free, if you play a Tamer or a Digimon. Alright, he finally swings. I block it. Retail. He dies. He has turn player Prio, so he plays the mat, gets his on play. Adds Dusk. And now my turn. I Evo and Levi X for free, and then I blow up his other mat that was already on the field this turn. So that means the new mat has Summoning Sickness, so he can't then Evo into a Duskmon, Evo into Velger to blow up my Levi X. And he only has 3 security here, and I have a triple check 14k Digimon with a rookie coming out of Raising. Oh, how the turns have tabled. He plays Koichi, draws 1, trashes 1. Trashes a new Koichi. Then he plays another Koichi, draws 1, trashes 1. Trashes the option, so I promote. So because he didn't choke me, he needs Double Jack Raid to be any of the checks, and he needs Rivals to be one of the first 2 checks in order to just not die here. So I do swing. Mat happens. Grabs Rivals, 2. And during these checks, I got distracted by the table next to us, and I looked over after he added the Rivals off of the mat, like as he was doing that, like I looked away. And so I actually check a Deathslinger here, but I think Lucas is so like focused on the fact that he needs Rivals Barrage to be checked to blow up the Leviathan X, because that Deathslinger should pop my Gabumon. But I think he was so tunnel visioned in on clearing the Leviathan X or checking like Double Jack Raid that he just doesn't even register to him that the Deathslinger kills the Gobbly. And when I look back, the Deathslinger's already in trash, and he just says it's game and starts scooping up his stuff. So like I didn't even see it. So I do apologize, Lucas. We should have continued this game. I don't know if he still wouldn't have lost here. He's at 0 security, and he's not going to be able to lethal me on his turn. And there's a decent chance that I can kill him before he gets a chance to kill me. It's hard to say, though, because like I'll get another recover off my Protoform, so he's going to have to blow through 5 security over the next 2 turns in order to just not die anyway. But we do take game 1. By the way, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And if you're interested in my LordKnightmon X deck profile, link will be in the pinned comment below. And if you're interested in a purple hybrid deck profile, link will be in the pinned comment below as well. Also, we have a community Discord now, so if you're interested in joining that, link will also be in the pinned comment below. Alright, and Lucas chooses to go first for game 2, makes sense. Hatches Demimera. And Evo's into Ukamon for 1. I hatch Suno. Evo into Psychmon. And Evo into Ogremon for 2 to choke him to 1. He promotes, triggers Zuko, Scourges top 3. Adds Gabumon. And then hatches another Demimera. And then Evo's into Gabumon. Who would have thought? Alright, and he turns his card sideways. Triggers Demimera, draws 1, trashes 1. Trashes the Velger immediately. Okay, so he has Velger and Trash on his second turn of the game. Both games. And plays Mist, mills 2, and draws 1. He doesn't have a Tamer yet, so I'm not feeling super threatened, so I just stay in Raising, activate Purple Memory Boost, Scourge top 3, or top 4, I mean. So, I really want to add the Anubis. Basically, anytime I see the Anubis, I want to add it, but I'm also tempted to add the LordKnightmon X, but I add the Anubis, since I don't have a regular LordKnightmon in my hand anyway. So he promotes. Swings, it also dies. Triggers the Mimera, draws 1, trashes 1. Trashes the new Koichi. Yeah, he definitely had a less favorable opening in this game, thankfully. And then he activates Koichi, draws 1, trashes 1. Trashes a Deathslinger. Alright, and he does have Velger at the bottom of his trash. Only 1 though. So I promote. I'm about to do some cool stuff here. Activate Protoform. Evo into Cerberus X. Draw 1, trash 1. I trash Black Gato Uber to play back Gazimon. I gain a memory and draw a card. Pop the memory boost, go to 3. And then Evo into Anubis for 4. Trigger Anubis effect. Discard Pillow and Levi X to play back the Black Gato Uber. I bot deck the Velger to draw a card, and then draw a card off Anubis, and choke him to 1 with a Gazimon on the field. He hatches Demimera. So now he's in big trouble. That memory boost is useless unless he clears my Gazimon somehow. Yeah. Playing against Purple Hybrid, they feel a lot less unstoppable if they don't see a memory setter and you see a memory blocker. He goes into the promo Uko, which is funny because he's not going to be able to get the memory game when he promotes next turn. Assuming that my Gazimon stays on the field, which I'm not going to kill it. He forgets my Gazimon's on the field. I remind him. In a big event, like an official like regional or something, or Nats, if someone trashes their boost for cost while you have a blocker on the field, you actually can't let them take it back because they've already declared the action and stuff. But for locals and stuff, like I'm totally okay with letting them like take that back. It's not a big deal. But for official large events, you're actually not allowed to do that. Just so you guys know, even if you want to be nice, you're not supposed to. All right, and he rivals my Anubis. I trigger Proto. I mean, I'll take the 6 memory, but he needs to do something about the Anubis. It's completely understandable to give me 6 memory. I add the Ogremon. Then draw for turn and hatch. Evo into Goblimon. Activate Protoform. Evo into Cerberus X for 2. Trigger effect, draw 1, trash 1. I trash Labra and then play back Labra and then trigger Labra's effect. I trash Gazi to add back the Anubis. LOL. So I Evo into Ogre. I get that memory back when I Evo into Anubis. I'm trying to figure out how to choke him to 1. But I do rip the card that I need to see in order to choke him to 1 off of the Ogre Evo. So I Evo in Anubis for 4. Trigger Anubis effect. Discard Cerberus, Lady Dev X, and Dober X to play back Cerberus for 1 memory. I gain 2 memory from Ogre and Labra, and then trigger Anubis to draw a card, and then trigger Cerberus to add Cerberus X from my trash to my hand. And Lucas's turn at 1. I still have a Gazimon on the field. He promotes, hatches Cupimon. Now he's in the same position that he was in last turn, except for it's worse now because I have another level 5 on the field. He was an Ukomon for 1. Alright, he swings, checks a Protoform, goes to hand. That was no longer public info, but I knew that it was still there, but I think Lucas had forgotten. That was the one that I recovered when he killed my first Anubis. Yeah, and I potentially have lethal on my field. If I just Evo on top of that Cerberus, I will play at least 1 more body and give it rush, and I'll have 6 checks on my turn. Minimum. Alright, and he plays a Koichi, draws 1, trashes 1. And my turn at 3, let's see how wild we can get. I promote. Yeah, unfortunately Lucas is just forced to rely on his security here. Let's see how hard in the paint I can go here. Activate Protoform, Evo into Dober X for 1, draw 1, trash 1. Trash Delta. Gain 2 memory, 1 from Ogre, 1 from Goblin Heritable, draw 1 from Suno. I gave Dober X himself retail. Evo into Cerberus X for 3, trigger effect, draw 1, trash 1. I trash Psychmon. Play back another Gazimon. Gain 2 memory back, 1 from Labra, 1 from Dober X Inheritable. I triggered Anubis to blow up his Ukomon. So he triggers Demimera to draw 1, trash 1. I Evo into Cerberus X for 0, draw 1, trash 1. Trash a memory boost. Play Gobbly back, and Gobbly gets Rush from Cerberus, and then draw a card from Anubis. I'm digging for a LordKnightmon X here, because it makes it much harder for me to not kill him through whatever bombs he might have in his security, so that's why I'm digging for it. I Evo into LordKnightmon, oh my god, there it is. Trigger LordKnightmon effect. Play Deltamon back. Draw a card from Anubis. Activate Proto Form. Evo into LordKnightmon X for 0 memory. I swing security, alliance with the Delta, pop the Delta, unsuspend, 2 checks at 20,000 DP, Jack Raid does nothing, I have double Ghazi on the field. Swing 2 more checks, alliance, 17k, check a mat. He adds the Jack Raid off the mat, but I actually Evo and Levi X for free, because why not? I can't pop the mat before he gets his own play, so it's not a big deal that he added the Jack Raid before I was able to do that, because I have too many things on the field. And then I swing with Levia, pop the Ghazi, unsuspend, 3 more checks, and then swing with Anubis for a game. So we do take the match 2-0, but I appreciate you guys stopping by, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.